Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 10th of April 2021 and the time now is 6:19 a.m. Well, today is a reading session and we will continue to read the book Atomic Habit. So before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so today we start from 211, is it?
Mm,
Yeah, so do you want to start first?
okay. Chapter summary. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Getting 1% better every day counts for a lot in the long run. Habits are a double-edged sword. They can work for you or against you, which is why understanding the details is essential. Small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross the critical threshold. The most powerful outcomes of any compounding process are delayed. You need to be patient. An atomic habit is a little habit that is a part of a large system. Just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules, atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable results. If you want better results, then forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead. You don't you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. Okay.
Yeah. How your habits shape your identity and vice versa. Why is it so easy to repeat bad habits and so hard to form good ones? Few things can have a more powerful impact on your life than improving your daily habits. And yet, it is likely that this time next year you will be doing the same thing rather than something better.
It often feels difficult to keep good habits going for more than a few days. Even with sincere effort and the occasional burst of motivation. Habits like exercise, meditation, journaling, and cooking are reasonable for a day or two and then become a hazard.
Yeah, the last word is like, it sounds like hustle.
Hustle. Why? Okay. Hustle.
So yeah, for this one, this
Why sometimes
syllable.
pronounce
Mm.
a? Why sometimes pronounce r?
Yeah, for this word, I also, uh, if you notice it, uh, many of the words that related to this symbol, I will highlight them. Yeah, because these words really, like you said, sometimes is a little bit like air, sometimes it's a little bit more like R. But I
Mm.
think for this word, it is pronounced as R more than air. Yeah.
Then last time the bamboo is pronounced bamboo, right? Because I did some research. It pronounced as bamboo, not
Oh, bam.
bamboo. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe for that, it's because the M behind this R. So maybe they combine this. Is more towards the words M.
Okay.
Yeah, because M and R, if they combine together, maybe it's more to like am. So it's bamboo.
Then this
Bam.
s then the then the then the s- yeah then this sounds,
Mm.
why not is has, or we need to pronounce us is
Hassle, hassle.
As
Yeah,
hassle.
yeah.
Right.
Because actually before this conversation, I did research for this word again, and I found it is hassle. Maybe in I am not sure. Maybe in other dictionary they can be like hassle, more toward air,
Yeah.
hassle.
I think the most important thing is we need to understand the rule of this A or
Mm-mm.
R.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
I I think they should have some rules.
Mm,
Mm.
mm. Yeah, yeah. Agree with you. And uh, I'm not sure, but what I think is for this word, because the syllable, the second part of the syllable is so. So I think the S is together with the last two symbol, and uh, the R didn't combine so much with the S. Not like bamboo, because for that case the M is not the second syllable. The second syllable is boo.
Yeah, because
Mm.
I can't really see because you point at the between the A
Oh,
and the S.
sorry.
Yeah, I can't see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind. I think this is quite a good question. I
Mm.
put it into a red color.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I think next time we shouldn't like put our arrow, put our mouse in the middle because sometimes it can block your
Oh,
vision. See, you
yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
For
name,
example,
right?
like this. Yeah, it can block your vision.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, got it. However, once your habits are established, they seem to stick around forever, especially the unwanted ones. Despite our best intentions, unhealthy habits like eating junk food, watching too much television, procrastinating, and smoking can feel impossible to break.
Just now the establish, you pronounce as establish.
Yeah, establish. Establish. Okay. Establish.
Changing our habits is challenging for two reasons. We try to change the wrong thing and we try to change our habits in the wrong way. In this chapter, I'll address the first point. In the chapters that follow, I'll I'll answer the second.
Yeah. For the word that I highlight here, um, yeah, it is IO. IO.
I
Yeah. So, I'm not saying that you were not correct. Yeah, but it's like, um, I believe that more practice can make us
mm,
uh, feel more natural, right? When pronouncing this word, IO, IO.
mm.
Our first mistake is that we try to change the wrong thing. To understand what I mean, consider that there are three levels at which change can occur. You can imagine them like the layers of an onion.
Uh, the layers is uh because the R is
Mm.
the unvoiced sound.
Oh,
Yeah, the R is unvoiced sound. So the behind is Z, not S. Yeah.
oh,
If
okay.
yeah if uh if if the Z if the S, that means this the vocate. If
Mm-mm.
the S if the front of this S is voice sound,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
then it pronounce. Yeah, if the front is unvoiced sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, then pronounce z.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Right.
And and if we got some the 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 phonetic is like this one j and like sh or
Mm-mm.
s or z,
Yeah.
and also like ch, this one ch,
Okay.
and this I think is six. Yeah, for six one. I'm not sure. Uh, I have said all of this, but
Okay. Mm-mm.
but for all this, and behind got es, then
Yeah.
we need to pronounce the for example like this change is changes,
Oh,
and then
so
the yeah
it's or
and then yeah, and then the es is
mm.
pronounced the it and the z, it's
Oh.
yeah, changes
Oh. Okay.
approaches, not approach or approach. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's
So
some rules there.
so you mean that for these six type of words they also pronounce z, right?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. The behind is always z.
Oh,
Yeah. For
okay.
example, we have something like focus. Let's say focus,
Hmm.
focuses, focuses, focuses. So the behind is s,
Oh, it's
s.
always z. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The es, if es need to pronounce, the behind always is z.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Three layers, three layers of behavior change. Figure 3. There are three layers of behavior change. A change in your outcomes, a change in your process, a change in your processes, or a change in your identity.
The first layer is changing your outcomes. Outcomes. This level is concerned with changing your results, losing weight, publishing a book, winning a championship. Most of the goals you set are associated with this level of change.
The second layer is changing your process. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, implementing a new routine at gym, decluttering your tasks for a better workflow, developing a meditation practice. Most of the habits you build are associated with this level.
Okay, there are two level in this sentence, in this line. Yeah, actually for this one, because it is a L at the last word, so it's more like level uh, than lever. So it's level.
Level, level.
Yeah, level.
You, you means
The L
the
behind.
second le, right? You
Uh,
mean the second le or the first?
the second.
Okay, so it's level,
Yeah, level.
level. Okay,
Yeah, level.
level.
If yeah, if you pronounce lever, it is like lever. So
Okay.
level is more uh, obvious.
Okay.
The third and deepest layer is changing your identity. This level is concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldview, your self-image, your judgments about yourself and others. Most of the beliefs, assumptions, and biases you hold are associated with this level.
There are two words.
Oh,
First is the self-image. You
self.
pronounce self-image. You pronounce the behind. It is ch.
Oh, self-image. So which
Self-image.
one is correct?
Ch. Ch is actually like the voice sound. Ch. Ch is voice sound, and j.
Okay.
J. J is uh is unvoiced sound. Yes, unvoiced sound.
Okay.
But they are different between j and the ch. Yeah, this
Oh.
is different. This is different phonetic, right?
Yeah. So this is
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
Image, 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 image.
yeah. This one is image. Yeah, it's ch, right?
Yeah, but
Image, image,
image,
j-
image.
image, image.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. It's quite hard for me.
Yeah,
I
and then
highlight it.
yeah, and then the second is the bias. Biases. Yeah,
By
biases.
bias, biases, biases.
You pronounce is behind is the second the es you pronounce is s, s. You pronounce s, not pronounce z. Yeah, and this is really difficult
Yeah.
for us because we need to at the same time we need to read, and then we need to identify whether is yeah whether this one is s, z,
Mm,
and ch, sh, j, and this kind of sound. But we need practice. Yeah,
yep.
just like you say. Mm.
Mm, yep.
Outcomes are about what you get. Processes are about what you do. Identity is about what you believe. When it comes to build habits that last, when it comes to build a system of 1% improvements, the problem is not that one level is better or worse than another. All levels of change are useful in their own way. The problem is the direction of change.
Yeah. Second line. This one is building. Yeah.
What is house?
You pronounce build only. And then
Oh,
also this one to building.
oh, okay.
Yeah. And then last line. This one. Okay.
What?
This one. Is you pronounce as there, right? There.
Mm.
Yeah. It is there. There.
Okay. There.
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 Yeah. There. Many people begin the process of changing their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. This leads us to outcome-based habits. The alternative is to build identity-based habits. With this approach, we start by focusing on who we wish to become.
Outcome-based habits.
Habits, habits,
Habit. Out,
habits. Uh,
outcome-based habits. No.
what's the?
No. I'm not talking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm reading the next sentence. Okay.
Okay.
Outcome-based habits. Identity-based habits. Figure 4. With outcome-based habits, the focus is on what you want to achieve. With identity-based habits, the focus is on who you wish to become.
Imagine two people resisting a cigarette. When offered a smoke, the first person says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." It sounds like a reasonable response, but, but this person still believes they are a smoker. who is trying to be something else. They are hoping their behavior will change while carrying around the same beliefs.
The second person declines by saying, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." It's a small difference, but this statement signals a shift in identity. Smoking was part of their smoking was their part of their former life, not their current one. They no longer identify as someone who smokes.
Yeah, second line, this one is statement.
What I pronounce?
We pronounce like statements.
Okay.
So it's more like A here, statement.
Statement. Statement.
Most people don't even consider identity change when they set out to improve. They just think, I want to be skinny, outcome. And if I stick to this diet, then I will be skinny, process. They set goals and determined, determine. They set goals and determined the actions they should take to achieve those goals without considering the beliefs that drive their actions. They never shift the way they look at themselves, and they don't realize that their old identity can sabotage their new plans for change.
Behind every system of actions are a system of beliefs. The system of a democracy is founded on beliefs like freedom, majority rule, and social equality. The system of a dictatorship has a very different set of beliefs like absolute authorities and strict obedience. You can imagine many ways to try to get more people to vote in a democracy, but such behavior change would never get off the ground in a dictatorship. That's not the identity of the system. Voting is a behavior that is impossible under a certain set of beliefs.
Yeah, first line, uh, this one, it is like democracy.
Democracy. Dem-
Democracy.
democracy.
Yeah, so the stress is on the second syllable. Mock.
Democracy.
Democracy.
Democracy. Democracy.
And then next is the third line, this word. So is obedience.
Obedience.
Yeah, obedience.
Obedience.
A similar patterns a similar pattern exists whether we are discussing individuals, organizations, or societies. They are a set of beliefs and assumptions that shape the system, an identity behind the habits.
Behavior that is incongruent with the self will not last. You may want more money, but if your identity is someone who consumes rather than creates, then you'll continue to be pulled toward spending rather than earning. You may want better health, but if you continue to prioritize conform over accomplishment, you'll be drawn to relaxing rather than training. It's hard to change your habits if you never change the underlying beliefs that led to your past behavior. You have a new goal and a new plan, but you haven't changed who you are.
The story of Brian Clark, an entrepreneur from Boulder, Boulder, Colorado, provides a good example. For as long as I can remember, I've chewed my fingernails, Clark told me. It started as a nervous habit when I was young, and then morphed into an undesirable grooming ritual. One day, I resolved to stop chewing my nails until they grew up until they grew out a bit. Through mindful willpower alone, I managed to do it.
Then Clark did something surprising. I asked my wife to schedule my first ever manicure. He said my thought was that if I started paying to maintain my nails, I wouldn't chew them. And it worked, but for not but not for the monetary reason. What happened was the manicures made my fingers look really nice for the first time. The manicurist even said that other than the chewing, I had really healthy, attractive nails. Suddenly, I was proud of my fingernails, and even though there's something I had never aspired to, it, it made all the difference. I've never chewed my nails since, not even a single close call, and it's because I now take pride in properly caring for them.
The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. It's one thing to say, I'm the type of person who wants this. It's something very different to say, I'm the type of person who is this.
The more pride you have in a particular aspect of your identity, the more motivated you will be to maintain the habits associated with it. If you are proud of how your hair looks, you'll develop all sorts of habits to care for and maintain it. If you are proud of the size of your biceps, you'll make sure you never skip an upper body workout. If you are proud of the scrubs you you need You'll be more likely to spend hours knitting each week. Once your pride gets involved, you'll fight tooth and nail to maintain your habit.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, third line, the first word. So this one is develop.
Okay, develop.
Developed. And then this one, I actually just now I didn't hear properly. So
Scarf,
I think this one is like scarves.
scarf,
Scarves.
scarf, problem, scarves. Okay.
Scarves. True behavior change is identity change. You might start a habit because of motivation, but the only reason you stick with one is that it becomes part of your identity. Anyone can convince themselves to visit the gym or eat healthy once or twice, but if you don't shift the belief behind the behavior, then it is hard to stick with long-term changes. Improvements are only temporary until they become part of who you are.
The goal is not to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. The goal is not to learn an instrument. The goal is to become a musician. Instrument.
Your behaviors are usually a reflection of your identity. What you do is an indicator of the type of person you believe that you are, either consciously or non-consciously. Research has shown that once a person believes in a particular aspect of their identity, they are more likely to act in alignment with that belief. For example, people who identified as being a voter were more likely to vote than those who simply claimed voting was an action they wanted to perform. Similarly, the person who incorporates exercise into their identity doesn't have to convince themselves to train. Doing the right thing is easy. After all, when your behavior and your identity are fully aligned, you are no longer pursuing behavior change. You are simply acting like the type of person you already believe yourself to be.
Like all aspects of habit formation, this too is a double-edged sword. When working for you, identity change can be a powerful force for self-improvement. When working against you, though, identity change can be a curse. Once you have adopted an identity, it can be easy to let your allegiance to it impact your ability to change. Many people walk Many people walk through life in a cognitive slumber, blindly following the norms attached to their identity.
Okay. First line, third word. Yeah, this one is more like aspect, and the stress is at the first syllable. Aspect.
Okay.
And then
Aspect. Then is it aspect or aspect?
um aspect, I think is yeah,
You
maybe
see,
you may go and hear from the dictionary. Yeah. See what.
yeah, because there's one comma between the a and the s.
Hmm.
I wonder is aspect or aspect. We need to separate or
um okay, actually this is not like separation. This is for the stress, whether it's stress. So the front part, this is something like an apostrophe. This is the first priority to stress, and then
okay.
this is the second priority. So it
Oh,
means that maybe is like the first part is we need to pronounce more strongly, and
okay.
then maybe
Okay.
lower. Yeah.
What I means is okay. Wait a minute. Is there any difference between this? If like this, how to pronounce? Oh, wait
Uh,
a, yeah. Aspect or aspect. Aspect. Do you get what I
uh,
means?
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
As
Maybe yeah, it's like what you said. Maybe the S uh is for the second part. as aspect. But yeah, but I
as
think in the reality is it is quite hard to really separate them because
mm,
these two words is a same words. These two syllable is for a same word. So even though if they separate or not separate, they will still stick together.
yeah. So how to pronounce properly? Just now how I pronounce, I forget already. Like or aspect. Hello.
Yeah,
Mm.
aspect. Yeah, I think is we need the S sound no matter what because they are stick together.
Yeah. So how to pronounce properly?
I think is aspect. Aspect.
Like or aspect.
Sorry,
Yeah.
can you repeat again?
Like or aspect. Is it
Aspect.
like or aspect of heavy formation? So I'm not sure where I pronounced wrongly.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. Actually. You pronounce firstly like uh aspect. I I also forgot.
Okay.
Yeah. But for this word, we need to uh put the stress in the front. Otherwise, it will a little bit like the word expect. Yeah, I expect you did that one expect expert. That one the stress is at the second syllable.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one maybe it's just
Okay.
more
Yeah.
about the stress
So
at
so
the first part.
if we need to stress at the at the beginning of the vocab how to
Mm,
pronounce, for example, like or expect, is it like this? Like or expect. So we need to okay that there's two different pronunciation. For
mm,
example, uh like or expect. Uh, sorry. Let me repeat. Like
mm,
all aspect of heavy formation. This is
yeah,
the first one.
yeah.
Okay, like all aspect of heavy formation. So is second one correct? or both correct?
I think the first one still can be acceptable, but the second one is more obvious. I think it's better.
Okay,
Mm.
got it.
I'm terrible with directions. I'm not a morning person. I'm bad at remembering people's names. I'm always late. I'm not good with technology. I'm horrible at math. And 1,000 other variations. When you have repeated a story to yourself for years, it is easy to slide into these mental grooves and accept them as a fact. In time, you begin to resist certain actions because that's not who I am. There is internal pressure to maintain your self-image and behave in a way that is consistent with your beliefs. You find whatever way you can to avoid contra contradicting yourself.
The more deeply a thought or the more deeply a thought or action is tied to your identity, the more difficult it is to change it. It can feel comfortable to believe what your culture believes, group identity, or to do what upholds your self-image, personal identity. Even if it's wrong, the biggest barrier to positive change at any level, individual, teams, society, is identity conflict. Good habits can make rational sense, but if they conflict with your identity, you feel to put them into action.
Yeah, last sentence, this one is fail.
Yeah,
Fail.
fail.
Yeah, fail. And then this one, the one that I highlight, the last sentence, I think it is like conflict. So it's behind conflict.
Conflict.
Yeah, is the syllable at the end. So it's K and T. So it's conflict. Conflict.
Conflict.
Yeah,
Conflict.
yeah, yeah. It's good.
Can you read one sentence, for example, like this? But if they conflict with your identity,
Okay,
is it?
but if they conflict with your identity,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. At least I think sometimes when we read a whole sentence, it will be quite fast. But at least if we cannot pronounce the K sound, but at least the T at the end, conflict.
Mm. But I saw some some articles say
Mm.
uh uh I forget the rules already. Yeah,
Mm.
the rule is something like when
Sometimes we can ignore, right?
yeah, and sometimes you need to you need to read the two words together, and you need to ignore the t. But I
Mm.
forget the rules already.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. One of the rule I know is like this. Did you say it?
Mm,
Put them. Yeah,
mm.
for this because they are T at the end and at the beginning. So for here we can ignore the T of the word put. So it's like to you will fail to put them. So the put you just pronounce as poo, and then quickly stick together with them, put them put them
So
into
how
action.
about is let's say is put thanks. So how to pronounce
Which one? Put what?
thanks? Thanks you. Thanks you
Okay.
is the so is not the so it's not the is some is a the how to say I wait let me find an example.
Okay. Yeah, you may just type the words out and I can see.
This one, can you can you see my highlight?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This sound. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is um this is not the syllable with the voice, right? This is
Yeah.
yeah. So
So if they need to read together,
hmm.
uh uh should we separate or should we read like this? Put them.
Oh, okay. I understand. Let me think a word. Uh. Okay.
Put thought away.
Oh, okay. Something like that.
Put thought away.
Okay, let's try. Put thoughts away. Put thoughts away. Yeah, it's the same, I think. Because if you pronounce t, then it will be very uh, difficult to pronounce thought after that.
Yeah. So is put thought away or put thought away? We pronounce the thought or thought.
Mm.
So we ignore this T or
Yeah.
we ignore this. Yeah.
The front.
So we ignore the front, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the front you also need to pronounce like put. Yeah, you cannot
So
pronounce like poo is put.
yeah.
Just don't have the t, put.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but sometimes it depends when you are speaking, if you stop at there, then you need to pronounce the t. I mean, sometimes we will stop in a particular part of our speaking, right? Yeah, because we will never know where we will stop.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, and I think we can stop right here.
Okay.
Do you want to make a summary?
Yeah. All right. For this part, I think firstly, the first part is a chapter summary. It is more related to our reading last week, and it is about the importance of system. And then yeah, they say something like if you don't improve your systems, and then you just set your goals, then at the end you will fall to the system, yeah, to the level of system. Yep. So it's all about the systems, and after that I think one important thing we covered today is the one so-called identity. Yeah, identity is very important. And actually, in our previous conversation, there is one topic. I don't know which one, but we talk about if one guy which is overweight, which is fat, and then wanted to uh, uh, cut weight, and then you say that for them it is very difficult to like stop eating dessert, right? Stop eating those delicious food. I think for and then what I said that day is that I say if they really think dessert is not healthy, then they won't eat it if they can convince themselves. So I think for that part, I what I want to say is about this identity.
Mm.
Yeah, if they can convince themselves and to a level that they think this is bad to them, so they won't eat it. For them, like we say, it is difficult for some people. Maybe for those people, they haven't reached this level. They are still at the goal or maybe process or maybe the system, but uh, they haven't reached this level identity.
Okay, it's quite confusing. I give you an example.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to smoke
Okay.
because I know smoke is bad for my health.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is the first example.
Okay.
Can you let me know? Can you let me know whether it is outcome based
Mm.
habit or is it the uh or is it then the identity based habits?
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I know what the point you want to mention. It is like because in your sentence you still haven't said I am not a smoker, right? Yeah. But
Mm,
for this, I think it is quite subjective. uh, if you say like what you said just now, it need to see what is in their mind. Yeah, if in their mind they say uh, if they are not they are no longer a smoker, they quit, and for that case, 100% they will think smoking is bad for
mm,
health. Yeah, but it can also be the case like they are still struggling in the system or the goal. Yeah, so for your case, it can be both.
no. Uh, just now what you explained is okay. For your example, is
Mm.
like they can't refuse. They can't refuse the temptation. So they eat the
Okay.
dessert. Okay, and if they can convince themselves dessert is bad for their health or is not good for their health,
Mm.
then they won't consume them.
Yeah.
So it's something like, I know cigarette is bad for my health,
Mm.
so I don't smoke. So
Yeah.
is this the same thing?
Um, I know cigarettes is bad. Uh, yeah, it is the same. It's the same.
And just now the explanation is say dessert is not good for my health. So you have to convince yourself,
Mm.
and then and then after you convince yourself, you won't consume it. So you say is it identity based habits, right? What you explained just now is this meaning, is it?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when go to the smoking example,
Yeah.
I ask you the first example, and you say you know what I want to ask, what I want to say,
Yeah.
and uh I rephrase your example in
Mm.
in another analogy.
Yeah.
Mm. And then but at this time when the smoking, everybody knows smoking is bad for our health.
Mm.
But at this time, why we still need to depend? So it it becomes your explanation doesn't make sense. You get what I want? Do you get what I trying to say?
Um, Okay, wait a minute. Let me think. Okay, yeah. So you means that in the example of dessert, um, convincing ourselves that dessert is is bad for our health, is still at still not reaching the identity level.
Uh, yeah, yes, still not rich, but and also the implication might be this is irrelevant to the outcome base or to the identity base.
Oh.
Yeah. So it can be neutral. So I don't have a goal to cut loss, but I also don't like to eat dessert. It can be neutral, right? Or I don't have the temptation to smoke, okay? And I also don't like to smoke. And also I know smoking is bad for my health. So it doesn't mean that I need I'm a smoker and I need to change my habit.
Um. Yeah. What do you mean? For your last sentence. I'm a smoker. I don't need to change my habit.
Okay. The first one, if you convince yourself to do something,
Yeah.
and okay, if you're trying to convince yourself to do something, and then uh this is irrelevant to the outcome base or to the identity base.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because for identity base, you also are convincing yourself to do something so that you can like become the type of person you want. And the outcome based habits, you also focus, you also like you also keep looking at the goals. Yeah, I don't want smoke, I don't want smoke, I don't want eat this, I don't want eat this, like this. So mm, and irrelevant. It's irrelevant because these two these two these two type of person, yeah, winner and loser, share the same goals. And
Yeah.
also they have the same mindset, they have the same thinking, same thought. They know dessert, or they know smoking, they know the cigarette is bad for the health, so they want to skip.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
got it.
so I can convince myself cigarette is bad for my health. I also can convince myself dessert is bad for my health. No matter I am in outcome based or I'm in identity based.
Yeah. Right. Got
Yeah,
it.
so this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I suddenly realized that my example is more about the goal, right? They
Mm,
have the same goal. This thing is bad. We shouldn't eat.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. So you might have some confusion. Yeah. And in last in last reading session, we actually the uh the author provide us a method. They ask us to not focus on goals and focus on the system. So
Oh.
focus what we do,
Okay.
right? Focus on the process.
Yeah.
And now they introduce outcome based and identity based. So we had three layers.
Yeah.
We had three layers. So uh goals, system, identity. So it's the from outcome first, then the second is system, and the third is identity. You try to use the goals you focus on the goals, and then you change your system, and then when you
Form
do a
an
lot of time,
identity.
when you did this a lot of time, so you convince, and you become the type of person. And the second one, and the second approaches is the identity based uh approaches. Okay.
Mm.
And this is ask you to change your identity first. Yeah, change your identity first, and then you change your system.
Mm.
And then your goal is something like the byproduct.
Oh, okay.
Mm,
So there are two approaches here, right?
yeah.
Okay. I think I have missed it.
Mm. Okay, so uh just someone I say, you might have some you until here, uh when I read until here, I also have some confusion. I'm not sure whether you have. Yeah, because you also read this before this reading session, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Mm. And in last reading session, in last part of reading session, the author asks us to focus on the system. But
Yeah.
now we got identity based approaches.
Mm.
So should we focus on system, or should we focus on identity?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. But okay. So let's say if we have a case, let's say somebody is a smoker and who has this habit, uh, for let's say for more than 5 years. So
mm,
it's a long-term smoker, and
mm,
then let's say he has the plan to quit smoking,
mm,
and then for here there are two approaches for him, which one is focus on system first, and then ultimately form an identity. He is not a smoker. And the second approach is which to start from the identity. Then for the first approach, I think I can understand that. But for the second approach, how can he start from uh, changing the identity first?
mm. Yeah. So and this is the first question, and the second is, what should we do with this?
Yeah,
How do we do this? Yeah,
yeah. mm,
because this is quite similar. Yeah, it is really similar.
mm,
And you also can think like the goal is the first layer of goal, and the identity is a higher level of goal,
mm,
because you become the type of person already. So
yeah.
it's something like the goal is a one time goal, and the identity is continuous goals. You
mm,
can do that forever. You can do
yeah.
it continuously. Mm.
And also sometimes goal is to me it's like something we force ourselves to achieve it.
Okay.
And for identity, it is something like that is the thing that you want to do it. Uh, just the desire of to do that
Mm.
is just the same as doing something bad, like your bad habit.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but our old habit is bad because uh we have the identity to do
Mm,
the bad habits. So
yeah.
how can we change the identity so easily?
Right.
Mm. So
Mm,
this should be the question for us. Yeah.
mm,
Maybe the next reading section, or maybe the following reading,
yeah.
uh will solve our question. But
Mm,
I think this is what we should uh aware. Mm.
yeah.
Okay. So do you have anything want to add in?
No.
Okay. So that's all for our today conversation. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocab or grammar mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.